everybody, welcome to my Dolly studio, and of course I'm here next to some of my shelves that have Barbies on them because I'm going to talk about the Barbie movie today. So I'm going to talk about what I think about the movie. I do have one small criticism that will be a little bit of a spoiler, but I will warn you before I go there. And then I'm going to talk about the merchandise and my thoughts on the Barbie movie merchandise. First of all, the movie. I loved it. Nutshell version of my review. There you go. Loved it. Looking forward to seeing it again. I actually went to the big screen to see it, and I have to say, Barbie brought me back to the theater. I don't know if I'm going to be going back to see another movie anytime soon, but literally it's been 7 years since I've been in a movie theater, folks. Yeah. I still don't think the movie theaters are as good as they used to be. That whole experience, that's a whole nother ball of wax that I won't get into. But because I wanted to see the movie so bad, I put up with all the the negative parts of going to theaters these days, and I had a wonderful time. I'm really glad I went, and like I said, I'm looking forward to seeing the movie again when it comes out in streaming and whatever. And in fact, if they have it on DVD, I'll probably buy it. I'm still an old school DVD CD person. Okay, so what I liked about it. All right, first off, the actors I thought did an amazing job. Robbie and Gosling did a wonderful job, and I'm sorry, Robbie nailed it as Barbie. I know there's a few people out there that were so-so about her, but she did a great job. Actually, she's an actress that I wasn't really familiar with until I saw this movie. Hopefully I see more of her, but she did a great job, and I think some of that had to do with the setting. The people who just, put that all together, the whole Barbie land, the world of Barbie versus the real world, that was super well done. It kind of gave me a little bit of the Matrix vibes. Okay, I don't know if anybody really felt that or not, but I could totally got that feeling with the, moving from the what she thinks is the real world into the real world, Los Angeles. Haha. Yeah, because Los Angeles is the real world, right? But anyway, she did a great job with that. Setting was wonderful. I really liked how they tuned into details that people who played with Barbie as children would appreciate. For example, there's many of them, but just as a big example, were the Barbie houses. The Barbie houses don't have front doors. They're not closed off. Everything's open. So when she wakes up and she sees another Barbie in another Barbie house. All right. So that I thought was really well done. And there's a lot of little details like that show some thought was put into that, creating the world of Barbie over there. And then as far as Gosling, yeah, he did a great job. I mean, he sings, he dances. My goodness gracious. The guy's pretty darn talented. And so I'm kind of really glad now that I got this Ken doll. He is not hard to find right now. And in fact, he was on sale. So it's kind of like, well, and I will say, he doesn't look anything like Ryan Gosling, all right? But still glad I got him because I thought that character was a wonderful addition. Obviously, Barbie's the protagonist, but Ken has a really important role. And in fact, it kind of surprised me. I know there's been a lot of drama, a lot of contention about this movie. A lot of people, I won't say their type of people, but certain people have been burning Barbies, and they are feeling like it's man-bashing, like it's a man-bashing movie. It is not a man-bashing movie, and if that is what you come away with when you see it, I just don't know what to say about that. If anything, I kind of felt the opposite. Ken is a character who feels like he's only defined through Barbie, and that's very understandable because that's why we have Ken the doll in the first place, right? We had Barbie came first and then came Ken. Okay? It's not like Adam and Eve, right, folks? Barbie was the first doll. We have Ken because of Barbie. They wouldn't have made Ken without Barbie. There would be no point. So he feels like he has to constantly get her approval, and he doesn't feel, connected to her like he would like to be. And that sort of causes him some problems, and I don't want to spill the beans, but he's definitely a character that changes throughout. Both characters, in fact, there's an arc to them that I, as a writer and a reader of fiction, I really appreciated that clear arc of what the characters are like at the beginning and how they change throughout the movie. So that is definitely there. Another character that I really liked was Gloria. I was surprised about that. She is the human, okay, that intermingles with the dolls. And she is a go-getter. I really, again, we see a difference in her. When we first see her, she's kind of meek and mild, and then she meets Barbie and all these other things happen, and she kind of comes out of her shell, and she is an empowered person at the end. And that's what I feel like this is. It's about empowerment and acceptance. And those are two themes that I think are extremely important, especially these days. Okie dokie, costumes. Amazing, okay? I so want that Western outfit for my Barbie. It's not even funny. And I'll talk a little bit about the merchandise thing later, but all the costumes were spot on, wonderfully done. Definitely makes you want to have all the Barbies in the that came out from Mattel. They did a great job with that. I've had a few people ask me since I've seen the movie if I would recommend anybody under 12 seeing the movie. I would say, probably for me, I would say no. Okay. Clearly, this is not a children's movie. This movie was made for Barbie lovers and for people who grew up with Barbie, not people who are now growing up. Okay. If you've read any articles about it or seen any of the trailers, I don't see why people seem a little bit confused about that, because I've seen that talked about in numerous threads on social media where people seem like shocked, like, oh my gosh, this isn't a kid's movie? How could they get away with that? I can't believe what they did in that movie. That's terrible. All right, yeah, because folks, they didn't make it for your little 5-year-old. Okay? There are other movies for 5-year-olds related to Barbie. This is not one of them. Now, you may disagree with me, but I'm going to mention one specific scene that kind of cinched it for me as far as the timeline, as far as children, okay? There is a scene where Barbie and Ken are in Los Angeles. They've just arrived, and she is talking to some construction workers, and she, for whatever bizarre reason, decides to tell them that she and Ken do not have certain gender parts to their bodies. And she uses those words. She uses a particular word that starts with a P for him, and a particular word that starts with a V for her when she tells them this. Now, I'm not saying children do not know those words, but maybe some children don't know those words, and I would say the average 12-year-old probably does, but anybody it's a PG-13, okay? So I would say anybody under 13, you have to really think about that before you would bring them there. And that scene specifically made me realize, maybe some kids, it's a very short scene, so maybe some kids will just go over their heads and they won't, there's so many other things going on in the movie. Maybe they won't focus on that, but you never know. Okie dokie, now my one criticism, and this is a spoiler, so I am going to talk about the merchandise after this, so if you want to fast forward for the next, 60 seconds or something, feel free to do so if you do not want to know anything about the ending. So the ending is what really disappointed me out of everything. And I'm not disappointed in the movie as a whole. I really, really liked it. But the ending, I felt a little bit let down. I'm talking about when Barbie is in the car with Gloria and her daughter and her husband, and Barbie has a jacket on and she looks like she's, dressed up kind of businessy looking, and they're pulling up in this car to drop her off somewhere, and I'm thinking, hey, she's going to go into Mattel and she's going to take over Mattel. There is a discussion earlier on in the movie about how there are no female executives at Mattel, and then they show a bunch of the Mattel executives going into Barbie Land, and they're basically doofuses. So I'm thinking, hey, she's going to go in there and she's going to take over Mattel. Way to go. No, that's not what happens. She's going to see her gynecologist. And she's real excited about it. Okay, so I think they missed a chance there. I don't know. I just feel like that was a letdown. I get that she's excited that she's now a real woman, and that obviously going to the gynecologist suggests that she's now physically a real woman, but I didn't need to know she was going to the gynecologist to believe that she was a real woman. I wanted to see her go into Mattel and take over, folks. On that note, that's the other thing I want to talk about, the merchandise that came out from Mattel. So I was stupid and I did not jump on the bandwagon and buy a whole bunch of merch when I could. I don't have the biggest channel in the world over here, so unlike some YouTube doll folks who got suitcases full of, Mattel merchandise from the movie, I didn't get that either. And honestly, I thought, well, I want to wait and see the movie before I buy a bunch of the dolls or whatever else they have, because I want to pick out what resonates with me after I see the movie. Well, that was stupid. Because now you can't get any unless you want to pay 3 or 4 times. I've actually seen the, what was it? It was the Barbie in the cowgirl outfit, the pink cowgirl outfit Barbie doll for $500. She was $50, folks. Okay? So I am calling out Mattel. You, Mattel people. Why did you do this? Okay? You know what happened is a bunch of third-party folks went over there, bought a whole bunch of dolls from your site, and now they're cranking up the prices for collectors. And I just think that's really not very nice. Okay, that wasn't a good thing that you did. Why don't you make some more of these dolls for us? Especially if you think about it, obviously there's going to be doll collectors out there who want to buy these dolls because of the movie and everything. We are Barbie fans. I don't have a massive Barbie collection. I'm very particular about my Barbies, and then I have a lot that are vintage Barbies up here that are, my personal Barbies from when I was a child. But I buy Barbies, okay? But I'm not going to buy them all. I can't afford to do that at $50 a pop. However, third-party people go in there, buy up all these dolls, and then we can't buy them. And the thing is, with this movie, a lot of people are coming back to Barbie now, which is wonderful. We have people who are now collecting Barbie dolls who didn't collect before. And that's a great thing. But now they're elbowing in on the doll turf that we already had, right? So I'm calling out Mattel. You need to make more dolls, and I don't understand why there weren't enough in the first place, why they allowed this to happen. And it gets very frustrating. I mean, this happens a lot in the doll community. It's nothing new. I kind of had a feeling that might happen, but like I said, I wasn't prepared to go buy a bunch of dolls before I saw the movie. That said, as you know, if you've watched, my channel at all, I do have the Barbie doll, the one in the pink dress. I did order her on Amazon, and fingers crossed Amazon's going to come through for me. I ordered her quite a while ago, and I ordered, I've got the Ken here. I have ordered one other. I did manage to get one other doll from there that I will, I'm just teasing you about, but look for that doll on here in the future. I will do an unboxing of that doll when I get that doll. Fingers crossed again. But anyway, it's kind of a bummer what happened, and I feel like, really Mattel is responsible for, creating this issue, which is, it's too bad. Too bad, so sad, right? So anyway, I would encourage you guys to go out there and watch the movie if you have heard some negative things about it. Like I said, I think some people, they were looking for a reason to be negative. You know how it is. It's these days, everybody, especially social media people, they want eyeballs, right? They want to have that, that bait out there to get you all riled up, so you go over and click on their channel or on that, article or something like that, that blog post. And, so these people aren't really doll folks to begin with, so I don't really know what their deal is. If you're not into Barbie, don't go see the movie. I'll tell you right now. If you do like Barbie, or if you grew up with Barbie and you have wonderful memories of playing with the dolls, then you should see the movie, and I think you'd enjoy it. And in fact, I'd like to know down in the comments, have you seen the movie? If you haven't, do you plan on seeing it? What are your thoughts on it? Like I said, I felt like it had a wonderful theme of acceptance and empowerment, and that really resonated with me, and so I'm really glad I went to go see it. I'm looking forward to seeing it again. And yeah, thanks for stopping by, and have a wonderful Dolly Day. Bye-bye.